Hey, what's going on, guys? Spirit of Halloween here, and today I'm going to do a review of the animated Rising from the Grave Vampire from Kmart instead of Spirit of Halloween 2011. So, a couple things I just want to say before I get into this review is, as always, if there are any animatronics in specific you guys want me to review, leave the name of the animatronic in the comment section below, and the animatronic with the most of it written in the comment section will be the prop that I review next. Also, thank you so much to JD the Haunter for recommending that I do this prop review. There's actually not many reviews of this animatronic out on YouTube currently, or at least the last time I checked. So thank you so much for him. And without his input, this animatronic would not exist right now. And also, I want to do a quick update on my videos. So I know a while back you guys said that, or I said, that I would be reviewing videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if I didn't upload Wednesday, I'd be uploading Saturday. But I'm going to be uploading a little bit sporadically now, and I do apologize for that because I know you guys expect me to have a specific day that I do upload. But I am going to be uploading a little bit more sporadically, and I'm going to be pushing out a lot of videos. So you guys are going to be getting a lot of good content, and me, Spirit, Halloween, and me keeping updates on them, even though there's already videos out, and just all these cool prop reviews and setups and whatnot, and reviews and demos. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So now that I've talked for a couple minutes without giving you guys really any insight on the prop or really talking about the prop, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is a Rising from the Grave Vampire, as I already mentioned, from Kmart. And so basically, I got this thing a few months ago off of a website, and I think it was getcoolstuff.com, and that actually used to be Techie Toys' old website that they used to put props on. They still put props on there, and they still keep it updated. But that's where I got this guy. They still have a few old animatronics left. So if you guys want to get this guy, go ahead and go check it out. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go and check him out. So I pretty much paid $70 for it, and you pretty much have to with any of these old animatronics. A lot of you guys already know that with a few years, these guys' prices go up a lot. Especially if they're really old like this guy is. So unfortunately, that's how much he was. But here's the box. Here's what he does. So he is sound activated, he sets up in minutes, he says scary phrases, and he plays creepy background music. All the typical Rising from the Grave stuff, and here's what it looks like. It's a pretty cool box. I will explain that a little bit later. Here's one side, it kind of got suntanned. And here is the back. And his original price was $30. And here's the instructions, which is pretty cool. You don't see that anymore. Here's the other side. Not much to say. Alright. Okay, so the functionality of this guy is actually very simple. He is a Rising from the Grave, and, the Rising from the Graves are, quite interestingly, my favorite prop series that Techie Toys has come out with, or at least come out with in the past. They still actually are coming out with new animatronics. In fact, they actually just came out with the Rising from the Grave Zombie 2 a week ago, I believe, so that's pretty cool. And the quality of this animatronic is really the same. It's the same Techie Toys plastic that they use. The plastic gears right there, and then all that other good stuff. This is actually one of the only animatronics that actually can use this plastic. Most of them, they shouldn't use plastic, they should use better materials, but this guy is an exception. The Rising from the Graves are an exception to that. So the detail on this guy is really good. I actually like these guys because they're very simple, and they do a really good job on detail. Obviously this guy isn't too bloody or anything, but he looks still really cool. I mean, you can tell there's the wrinkles in his head. There's his eyebrows, and then his eyes. I don't know why they didn't just paint an eye there, but I guess it would look kind of dumb, so they just put the white circles there, which looks pretty cool. And then this little detail on his mouth and his hands, which are actually plastic instead of fabric or any of that thin cardboard garbage that they like to use. Now the head is made out of a thin, I don't know if I said this before, but the head is actually made out of a thin cardboard. It's not that thin, it's actually a little bit stronger than the Reaper. but it still is that card. I'm not gonna say cardboard, but it's like a cardstock plastic that they like to use. This guy does use that, and for the face, and then for the head, it's a little bit tougher plastic, and then they put some padding back there, so that's pretty cool. So this guy, he can plug in to the wall, so he can use a 6 volt or a 4.5 volt adapter if you have one, or you can just use a 6 volt adapter. It really doesn't matter. He also uses foot pad, and the Try Me is this thing on the box, so you push right there, and then it, if you hold it down, it'll demo the sound he makes. That's another thing too, they don't really put that on animatronics anymore, so that's pretty cool that they included it on this guy, and possibly a few others. The poles are made out of, well, it's all the same plastic, but these are a little bit thicker, and these won't really break on you all that much, unless you're really rough with it, but most of you aren't going to be. These are a lot thicker than the old ones, because the old ones they're not as filled in the center as these ones are, so these will last you a long time. And another thing too, I just wanted to make a really just say, is that if you're rising from the grave, and it will most likely come with these foam tabs, or these foam inserts that they put in there. If this tab breaks off, don't throw it away. Just go ahead and glue it back onto the foam thing. I know it won't lock it into place, and in fact, I'll actually show you the head tab, if I can talk today, actually did break off, and I just really glued it onto the plastic, or the foam thing right here. So, I'll just go and pull that out real quick. Sorry about that. I just went ahead and glued it there, and it works pretty good. This does not lock it in as well, and it really doesn't lock it in, but it will keep the body from swinging or twisting around on top while it's on here, and it looks stupid. So if your tabs end up breaking on any of the poles, I would recommend that you do that. It's a good way to fix it. Okay, so that's pretty much it about this animatronic. There's really not much to say. He's a very simple animatronic. Another thing, also note, keep this guy in the up position when you store it away, because what can happen over time is that when he's stored in the down position like this, these springs will wear out and they'll bend, and they actually will end up snapping, and then you won't be able to lift them up anymore, and if they don't snap, they'll be really weak, and then you have to unscrew it and bend it forward. So just leave it in the up position, and it will last for a long time, because it's a pretty good spring. And if these break on you, these are called Torsion Springs. I think you can find them on eBay, and you can get new ones, replace them, and all that. And also another thing I just wanted to say, if you're rising from the grave, if this foot is in, and the rising from the grave, like when he rises up, he kind of tips forward. If you have another foot, all the feet are compatible with this guy, so just go ahead and lock this into the front so it kind of looks more like that. And he will not tip forward. I had a problem with that because his head is a little bit more heavier in the base, so he kind of tips forward more, and the spring pressure is really strong. Okay, so I believe I've covered everything. There's not really much to talk about with this guy. As I've said before, he's very simple, very straightforward. So would I recommend this animatronic? And I would say yes. I would actually recommend any of the Rising from the Graves, but if you guys want to get this animatronic, I would highly recommend him. I'm going to give this guy 4 out of 5 tombstones, just because the tabs are a little bit weak. They tend to break on these on the newer Rising from the Graves more than the older ones, and they don't last as long. But you know, he still gets 4 stars with the quality and the everything and the detail and whatnot. Okay, and if you guys also want to buy this animatronic, like I said, getcoolstuff.com. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can go check that out. And thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.